There are so many ways that trauma and chronic stress can show up in our lives, and it's so much more than just mental health issues like depression and anxiety. Those who have chronic stress or trauma are actually more likely to be diagnosed with other conditions that affect our bodies, such as hypertension, heart attacks, insomnia. That, of course, can happen after years and even decades of chronic stress or trauma left unchecked. But what do the early stages of chronic stress or trauma look like? They can look like gaps of memory. If you've experienced a time where you're speaking to someone and then an hour later you don't really remember what the conversation was about, or you're driving and you suddenly realize you have made a turn and you're driving to a different destination that you weren't supposed to go to. This can happen a lot when we are under chronic stress. So our bodies tend to forget and have memory problems when this happens. Another side effect of chronic stress is dissociation. And this has been coined in the psychological community as something that is synonymous with borderline personality disorder, but it is definitely not. And there's a lot of research that's showing up how chronic stress and overactive nervous systems can lead to dissociation. And how this looks in the everyday life will be you're having a conversation with someone and your brain is just not there, or you are having a hard time feeling anything at all in your day-to-day life. This could be coined as depression. This can be coined as, oh, I'm just needing to work on being present in the moment. But in reality, these are byproducts of an overactive nervous system from chronic stress. Chronic stress can also show up in chronic fatigue or the inability to sleep. I can't tell you how many people I've talked to who have this problem where they have a hard time sleeping and they used to have restful sleep, but they feel like they haven't had a restful night's sleep in years. And this is another symptom of chronic stress. It also looks like digestive issues or IBS. So many people who have anxiety are also diagnosed with IBS. And this is not a coincidence. It's because when we have chronic stress, our vagus nerve that attaches from our brainstem all the way down to our gut cannot send signals the proper way anymore. And so it ends up showing up in IBS or other related gut and intestinal issues. Right now, especially women that I've talked to have these problems, but they don't realize that it's actually a symptom of chronic stress and central nervous system overload. So the bottom line is, when we're locked into a cycle of perpetual chronic stress, it leads to serious health issues in our bodies that we might be feeling now, but that can turn into very, very serious health conditions later down the line. We have to work on healing our body first so that we then can heal our mind from the anxiety, from the chronic stress. Stay tuned for more of my videos so that I can give you tips and tricks and we can figure this whole healing journey out together. As always, have a great day.